Hey there, hope you're well and good, guys. Thank you so much for the views and all the subscribers you've got so far. Thank you so much. I'm trying to make better content. Don't want to show my face because, like, my privacy. That's the reason why I've got that little avatar there. But that's a bit of me. So, what this video is about is going to be about how dyslexia affects traders, basically. So, what's dyslexia? How it affects us when we're trading, how we're absorbing knowledge, how we're processing information, and how can we succeed at trading. So ultimately, dyslexia is like a neurodivergent condition where we have problems processing information. So what I mean by that is how if you ever go for a degree, for example, in degree classifications there's a 2-2 and a 2-1 and a first. So we sit at a 2-2 classification where we can describe really well and just give information. However, when it comes to the next step of explaining and critical thinking, that's where we fall behind. Yeah, everyone's gonna be different, but I'm just giving my own personal journey thus far. So that's where I fall in dyslexia, where I cannot be critical at all. It's really difficult, and my personality is boisterous because I try to hide it really well, and people are like, you're too much, and then become like Marmite. Either you love me or you really, really hate me. So how does it affect in trading? That's the main question. That's the reason why this channel is created. So when we're doing dyslexia, right, main thing is we're charting all the time on the computer all the time, and colors become quite important to people like us because people like myself, me anyway, I like pastel colors, really light colors. Hence the reason why my background's really light, and the candles have got a certain shade as well. Also, I like objectivity. I've always said it, meaning if it's white, it's white. If it's black, it's black. It's not off white or a light shade of black. It's black, and that's it. So when I'm doing my charting, you see I got different colors on there. Them colors are for me to understand where what tool has come from. So normally I used to have black trend lines from daily, and they come to H1 and still a black trend line. I didn't know what it was, where it's come from, what it's doing. Sometimes too close to price, sometimes too far away from price, and it's too much going on. So what I did was to isolate all of these problems was I put each tool in the color of the time frame. So that for me was like a night and day difference, because now I understood what tool is from where, and now I know what tool is from where. I was able to implement that in the right place in the process. We also work while in processes. So how do you get A to B? I'm a problem solvers. So on each time frame you've seen I'm doing certain things and looking for clear enough places where to put my tools in. That's what I like. I like concise things where it's easy and to the point. That's my trading as well. I like to have clean levels, clean tools in place. If I don't understand something, leave it alone, and I'll come back to it and understand it. That's how it affects trading in it. And how do you affect trading in the real world? So I like to keep things moving. I don't like stopping in places. So H1 to me at one point was just right prior to my dyslexia, because I thought, yeah, swing trade, that's all I've ever known. I've been around people like that. The forums have been around swing trading, because it was gains and so on and so forth, and you get enticed with all that crap. But ultimately, what it was, I like to be in a place where things are always moving, and I like to be active. So for me, it's like I like to be doing something. If I'm doing something, I'm getting somewhere. It's not always the case, but that's the case for me. So that's why I like 15 minutes. Hence the reason why my videos have changed from back testing to what they are now, because I'm trying to give more insights to my particular condition and how to go about it. So I like 15 minutes because it's a moving time frame and things are evolving all the time, and you can get into positions that you can't on daily or on H1 So that's the first thing. And secondly, what I realized was with trading, time plays a big factor. I didn't realize this before. So when I was backtesting, I'm backtesting my concepts as and where I can, which not doesn't fit really well, but it does fit really well as well at the same time. But when I'm trading 9 till 5, which means the premise all changes now, because it's like what used to work is not really working right now. If it's working right now, it's not really working how it's supposed to be working, because the timing is different and the entry's not the same, and the market's a living organism and I didn't realize this, and blah 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 blah. So again, it all comes down to how we take information on and trying to slow things down ultimately to ourselves. And that's why I trade with my process on the left. So when I'm doing my data and I'm doing my mapping and my entry, I'm always trying to reflect back onto my process. However, as you guys all know, this is like process number 53. If you didn't know, now you know. So I'm here on process number 53, and today it will change. It will change something else, because I'm realizing that I'm in the trenches, I'm in the front line, and it's very different to training. The tools are the same, don't get me wrong, but now I've got to adapt and be flexible in the application of my tools. So that's where I'm at right now. And I'm trying to give it a message where it's not really clear and concise, but that's how I speak, very colloquially, and I'm very sorry about that. But I'm trying to give you guys insight where it does affect you really badly. And you could be put in 10 hours of work to understand a concept which doesn't need that much amount of work, because you've seen somebody else and they're just doing a couple of hours of work and understanding, and you're not, and it's taking you forever to understand the concept. And when you understand it, when you actually apply it, it's not really applying properly on what someone else is. This is all about processing information and how you're picking up information and how you're applying it, and then from applying it to understanding it. And that's where we struggle, the understanding part of things. And that's why we are such good problem solvers as well, because we are always constantly trying to solve a problem, which it's not really a problem, but for us it's a problem, so you gotta solve it somehow. And it's funny because I know that most of you guys are going through this, because that's what I went through. 10 years of testing, 10 years of learning, 10 years of not knowing I'm a dyslexic, 10 years of not understanding what's going on with me, thinking that it's a market when it's not really the market, it's always you. The market's the best reflection of you, because it shows your ability to learn and understand, and your ability to keep pushing forward, and your resilience ultimately. So, but I didn't know none of these things, unfortunately, but now I do. And don't get me wrong, it still hurts where things are not going right. I can open the chart and big movers happened, and I thought it's gonna go like this, and it goes another way, and it's like, what's happened? But I understand where I didn't apply my strategy 100%. That's fine, because I'm not supposed to right now. I'm still developing, still learning, and ultimately in such a long time I'm all been back testing a few weeks, so these emotions, everything is fine. But what gives me a head start is that I'm able to understand what each tool does. So right now I'm just trying to learn and execute my tools, my application, and keep refining the sword, because I made the sword, don't get me wrong, but now I'm refining it. Now that takes time, because how refined do you want to go? How good do you want the sword to be? And that's ultimately is portrayed in your results. Because I got told at one point by somebody that no matter how good of a person you are, it's a stats-based industry, and if your stats ain't good enough, there's no point in being here. And I realized that, and coming back to the example of the sword, is if your refinement of the sword is not good enough, there's no point going to battle with it, because that's committing suicide ultimately. But you need to know how to study. You need to learn that, how do I study? And once you know how to study, then you can go ahead, because ultimately this is active learning. It's not a back test, it's not practical stuff, it's actively doing something in a place where it's against every fiber of our body and how we are. But if we can figure out how we study, that makes it easier. Even finding color schemes that match us, even finding ways to have things open, because everyone can teach you the what, but no one can teach you the how, and the how is the most important part. But the how is also called experience and that niche, and no one can take that niche, because it's like, for example, driving. You've got a normal driver who's just past driving and that's it, and then you've got someone like Lewis Hamilton. But driving is driving, but it's not the same time. A house is a house, but you got a 2-story house, and you got a hut, then you got a mansion, then you got a mega mansion. So even though things are the same, they're really not the same at the same time as well. And we need to find out what works for us and what is easier for us. But anyway, I hope this short little video does help. And it's not really a rant, I'm trying to educate that people might be thinking, oh, trading's not for us. It is for you, but you need to understand how to study and how you go about your day best. Once you figure that, trading is at your doorstep and it's right by your fingertips and you can touch it, but you need to know how you study. Anyway, thanks so much guys for listening to me, hear me out. Have a great one. Speak to you guys soon. Bye.